Hey guys, in today's video we're going to talk about how the left leg works during the downswing. Hey guys, Eric here at the Bethlehem Golf Club. I want to talk to you today about how the left leg works during the downswing. Now, before we dive into that, I want to talk to you about two things quickly. Now, while I'd like to see all of you guys come and take in-person lessons or do our two-day golf schools, we have booked out for our fall season. And since we can't work together in person, I would really like for you guys to check out our membership site at cogornogolf.com. That's how I can work with you personally. You can upload your videos into our Facebook group. I can give you guided feedback for you specifically, help identify the priorities you need to work on, what drills to do, and really lay out a practice plan to help take your game to the next level. Now, the site has a ton of content that can help us do that. We have our member library, our practice section, quick fix sections, and like I said, most importantly, our Facebook group where I can guide you and you can help and interact with the members of the site, all of us trying to get better. So I urge you to check out cogornogolf.com. The link will be in the description down below. Now, let's talk about how the left leg works during the downswing. And while we've done a couple videos on how the left leg works, still get some questions that pop up about the left leg of, hey, when should I straighten my left leg during the downswing? How long do I need to keep it bent? Should I bend it more? How does it rotate, et cetera, et cetera? So we've done some videos in the past. If you search my name and left leg, you'll see some of that come up. But we wanted to talk today specifically about how it works during the downswing. And when we look at how the left leg works during the downswing, there's a couple things it's going to do specifically that I want to talk about. Kind of two things specifically when we look at the left leg, how it moves in space. One of them is going to be how much does it bend or straighten and when. So if I took my normal setup, I can bend my left leg. I'll just do it with both legs. I can bend my left leg or I can straighten my left leg, right? So I can flex or extend my left leg. It's one of the things it does. I also can rotate my left leg internally or kind of bring my left knee in towards my right, or I can rotate it externally, bring my left knee away from my right. Those are kind of be the two main functions of how the left leg works. The question again is, when do you do it, how do you do it, and where do you do it? So not only does that left leg kind of, those two things it does affect itself, how much I straighten my left leg or internally or externally rotate is also going to affect other pieces of my body motion. Ultimately, why is any of that important? Well, my ability to move my left side well, the biggest thing that it affects is overall body rotation. That is, if I can learn to use my left leg really well, it's a lot easier for me to clear the left side of my pelvis or add more rotation. Why do we want more rotation? For everything, right? Solid contact, distance, club face control, etc. So really how the left leg works can be rotation. It can help increase your power, your speed, a lot of benefits in the swing. So if you have any questions about the left leg or thoughts, stay with us here and we'll go through those things. So we're not going to go through as much the setup and backswing because that's in our other videos, but let's kind of assume we get up to the top of the swing here in a reasonable fashion. Now, when I do have my setup, right, I'm going to contradict myself here. When I do have my setup, I am looking for the knees to be bent some amount, kneecaps roughly over the balls of the feet or kind of where the edges of your shoelace start. So when you start your swing, I don't want you straight up and down. I don't want your kneecaps way over your toes. I want the kneecaps kind of over the balls of the feet. That would be a checkpoint. Now, as I go up to the top of the swing, the left knee is going to increase its flex some amount, and it is going to ideally internally rotate some amount. Okay, so on the way back, it increases bend, so it bends more forward, and it rotates internally, meaning it comes in some amount when you go back. That makes it easiest to have enough turn and depth during the backswing. So let's assume we do those two things, increase bend and come in. On the way down, I'm going to go from that internally rotated position, knee in, to an externally rotated position, knee out. That would be, let's say the distance between my knees, my left leg and my right leg, is closer together. I'm going to immediately, as I start my downswing, get the distance of them farther apart. I do that through my lead leg externally rotating. Now, some players do this a whole heck of a lot right off the bat. Right, you would think of swings like Sam Snead or Arnold Palmer. If you look at some older footage of Sam Snead or Arnold Palmer, they would have a lot of internal rotation and external rotation. Kind of quickly, right from the top, a lot of it, and some other players don't have as much. But we would be looking for some amount of external rotation. When do you do that? You do that right from the top of the backswing. So I'm here like this, I'm gonna feel as though my left leg works around, my left kneecap gets farther from my right kneecap as I begin my downswing. So we'll go ahead and demonstrate one of those so you can see. And you can look at kind of any slow-mo YouTube video, right, of any of your favorite swings. If you look at the Sam Arnold Palmer, you'll see a lot of that. So when we go down, the sensation will be getting my left kneecap towards the target, right? Getting my left quad turning towards the target, or just getting the distance between my knees farther apart. Let's go ahead and hit one like that first. And what the general idea of that, or why would you do that? You know, kind of roughly speaking, the idea would be the more I'm able to externally rotate my left leg, the more pelvis rotation I can get. Say that again. From the top of the swing, the more I'm able to externally rotate my left leg, the more pelvis rotation I can get. When you see patterns from the top where the leg would go internally rotated, that would be associated with a lot of lateral motion of the pelvis and not a lot of rotation, right? So typically contact speed issues. So from the top, if I can get my left leg turning around, it makes it easier for me to keep my lead side of my pelvis kind of inside that ankle joint as a checkpoint and keep rotating around that. That would be the benefit of that. Again, we'll do that one more time. Left knee from the top works around. The goal of that is more hip rotation. Right, let's go ahead and do one of those. And this is another one where there's different drills to do, but really the main part to start here is via the video. Videotape yourself from face on, see what that looks like, and if you need to increase it. So right from the top, external rotation is one of the two functions of the left leg meant for more rotation. You do it right from the top of the backswing and do that throughout the impact phase. Let's talk about bending and straightening the left leg. Okay, so how much does the left leg bend or straighten during the downswing? Now, of course, there's going to be different models, and we'll talk about that. Not every single good ball striker bends their left leg the same amount or straightens it at the same exact time, but let's talk about some general guidelines and some patterns to match up. So first things first, how much does it bend or straighten? If we go up to the top, again, it's slightly bent at address. It's going to bend a little bit more at the top. Most players from the top of their swing until about halfway down are increasing or maintaining the bend they had at the top. So if I go to the top here like this, the first half of my downswing, so about between left arm parallel to about club parallel, they are increasing the bend and or maintaining the bend they had at the top of the backswing until about here, right? Now, the players that do it the longest, okay, who keep their left leg bent the longest, would do that until about last parallel. So the players who really bend a lot and really externally rotate a lot, they would do it about until last parallel. And from last parallel into the follow through is when they would start to straighten their leg, squeeze their legs together and extend. That would be kind of the far left side of the conversation. There are some other players who from the top, okay, would start to straighten their leg more or less at about left arm parallel. They would be on the right side of the conversation. So an extremely early straightening of the leg would happen from about left arm parallel during the downswing, kind of quickly straightening the left leg. That'd be kind of more of like a Brooks Koepka model. And the later models would be keeping it more bent longer. What is the benefit of both? Well, kind of as we mentioned before, as you increase that bend, keep that left side of your pelvis lower and rotate more, that can get you more rotation, more pressure with the ground, more speed compared to it extending earlier, right? The speed you get comes from the extending, the straightening, but you have to push down and around to be able to get some speed to work with. So those are kind of the guidelines. When should you straighten your leg? When should, or how long should you keep it bent? You should be bending and turning your leg until about last parallel. If you're looking for kind of max speed and rotation, straightening the leg a little bit sooner would be a model as well. So let's go ahead and do one more here, and then we'll talk about how you match those pieces up. So as a stock model, as you're working through that, your feels would be that you're externally rotating and increasing the bend of your legs until last parallel. That would be my kind of stock suggestion. So from the top, I'm feeling like my kneecap and my left quad are working towards the target and increasing bend until about right here. And then I'm straightening my left leg, squeezing my legs together, kicking my belt buckle more towards the target. That would be my stock recommendation. Let's do one more of those. So left knee, left quad around, increasing the bend to last parallel. Those would kind of be the stock pieces you would look for. Now, in general, there are some matchups in terms of how you do that and kind of what if you straighten your leg earlier, keep it bent longer. The sooner you straighten your leg from the top, right? If I'm in a normal position and I straighten my leg, what happens? The left side of my pelvis works higher or my left hip works higher. Now, what needs to happen is you have to offset that. What I mean is this: the sooner you straighten your left leg, the more you need to add side bend on the way down. So if you see players who straighten their left leg a lot soon, kind of like a Brooks Koepka or like a Lee Trevino, their shoulders will be more tilted. So what you'll see is the left leg goes up. If the left side goes up, I need to even that out. If my left side goes up, my right side must go down to measure that. So if you're gonna lengthen your left leg and straighten that sooner, you need to feel your right shoulder working more down, have more side bend, forward bend here to match that pattern up if you check those patterns. So if you're someone who likes that and your left leg's gonna get straighter sooner, you gotta get your right shoulder more down soon to be able to match that. Versus if you're gonna keep your left leg bent and turning, your left side's lower, meaning your right side can be higher or more level on the way through. And again, there's gonna be benefits to both of those. So what are some of the stock rules? My left leg bends, okay, forward, extends, straightens, it internally rotates and externally rotates. During the downswing, you're looking to maintain or increase bend from the top till about last parallel. You're looking for your left leg to rotate externally towards the target and start with feels, right? Put the video on like that, feel those pieces and see what fits in your swing. And if you want help with this, a little more kind of specific topic, again, check out CogornoGolf.com. Post your videos up in the Facebook group as a premium member. I can kind of guide you through whether or not you need to do this. If you're looking to improve this specific part, you would be looking to increase overall rotation. That kind of be the end goal here. So hopefully that all makes sense, a little bit more specific. If you guys have any questions, as always, leave a comment down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you guys like the video, do us a favor, click the like button down below. Click the notification bell. Also, please subscribe if you haven't. Another reminder, every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are live here on YouTube for Rapid Fire Golf. Would love to see you there.